Good morning. Well, it's almost lunchtime, and today I'm gonna make a good lunch. It's gonna be short and sweet. I've got some rice on the stove. I'm gonna fry some chopped steak, country fried chopped steak, and I'm gonna make some stewed tomatoes and okra. So we're gonna go through this process as fast as we can because I know Mr. Davis is gonna be starving pretty soon. I'm gonna use the stewed tomatoes that I canned this year. They have celery and onion in them. And I'm gonna put them with the okra, and that's what we're gonna have for our vegetable. And I'm gonna fry the chopped steak and make some gravy. And that's gonna be our meal. So I'll bring y'all back and show you how I do it. Well, I'm cutting up my okra. And when you have okra and you're growing it and you're cutting it, you don't want it to get hard. You should be able to cut through your okra very easy. We were gone for a week. I come back and luckily I only had 2 pods that were hard when I cut it. I had my neighbors cut it while I was gone, and the more you cut okra, the more it makes. So, and it will bear for a long time. Usually when I cut it up, I put it in the freezer in a Ziploc bag and use it as I need it. But I decided with what I got yesterday that I'd go ahead and cook it. There's nothing better than good fresh okra. Some people don't like okra, and some people like it fried. I'll have to show y'all how I fry it. I fry it like I do my mushrooms. I did a movie on my mushrooms. Let me see, I'll show y'all. A while back, I used buttermilk to marinate my mushrooms in. Well, I do the same thing with my okra. And I use self-rising and flour. You can put a little cornmeal with it too. And that some people like cornmeal. Now, I'm not crazy about cornmeal on mine. I don't mind a little bit, but I don't want a whole lot. So I got this much okra cut up. I'm gonna get me a saucepan out, and I'm going to put my tomatoes in and let them cook with my okra. It don't take too long. So I'll bring y'all back and show y'all how I do that. Okay, I'm pouring my stewed tomatoes in my pot, and because I made these, I put celery and onion in it, and you can see. Now I'm gonna I've got it on 7. Now I'm gonna put my okra in there. It's gonna be good. You don't want it soupy because the okra is gonna cook. I love these pots. As y'all know, I have an induction stove. So I use these mats on my stove so I don't have to clean it so much. It's a glass top stove, and it's easy maintenance, cooks fast, doesn't put out a lot of heat. It's just a wonderful thing. I'm gonna put a top on it. I better get another top because I need to keep my rice covered up. I'm cooking parboiled rice. I don't always use parboiled rice, but I had plenty left, so I want to go ahead and cook it up. I'm gonna let this will start cooking. I always start cooking on a high temperature and I turn it down. I'm gonna let this start cooking, and I'll move it to the back burner, and then I'll get my frying pan out and my chopped steak so we can start cooking the chopped steak and gravy. Okay, I got my grease kind of hot. I'm letting it cool down just a little bit. This is my chopped steak. I put it in buttermilk about an hour ago, and I've let it sit in the refrigerator and stay nice and cold. I gotta clean up the counter. I can't stand this. And I've got my rice cooked, my tomatoes and okra are cooking now, I guess. Let me make sure it's on. Okay, it's on. Okay, you have to have this pot on that iron that it'll flash and it won't cook. That'll be cooking in just a second. Okay. I got my, I did get my fork. I've got to drop some in there. Very simple. This is going to be an easy lunch. Nothing complicated. If you got so much to do, come home, prepare your dinner. So I'm putting all that in there. Got 3 pieces in there. I'm going to move it around just a minute and add them up. We had such a good trip. We used our little truck camper for the first time to go on a long trip. It's working out pretty good. Now, if you don't have one of these, this is a good thing to have. I'm going to let it cook. I'm not going to rush it. Just let it cook on both sides real good. I'm going to veg this some more. Got this chop steak yesterday at the IGA in Weehawken. It's a good little store. I go there a lot. I'm not really set up too good right now. See that, how it's cooking? My rice is done. My tomatoes and okra are cooking away back there. It's going to be some good chop steak, I can tell you that much. Ooh, that didn't quite get brown enough for me. I'll let it sit some more. Turn it some more. See how the blood is cooking faster now, getting better? The grease get older and it'll cook even faster. Having in different areas. Ooh, yeah, that's looking good now. Yeah, that's going to be good. Now I'm dredging it with my fork, with my pick. Can't get a very good picture of it. Got to be right, I think. A little bit more flour on it. Put it in there. What I did is put these big pieces of steak that were too big, and I cut them down to make them smaller, because I'm going to put them back in the gravy. I'm going to wash out my bowl. Actually, it's a pie plate. I'm going to put the chopsticks back in the pie plate. I waste all the dishes. Really. Okay, now this one is done. See that? And this one is done. You don't want to cook it till it's leather because it'll be tough, just like the steak. I took my sifter and put more flour on it. This is gonna be yummy. We usually like to eat our big meal earlier in the day and not in the afternoon. When you cook and you marinate it in buttermilk, you have to watch because it cooks really fast. That buttermilk will make it burn if you're not careful. And that's about what I did with 2 of them. But it's okay. It ain't too bad. So I turned it down to 9. All of my steak is cooked. I'm going to leave this little bit of grease in here, and I'm going to put in some flour in it. And I'm going to, this is Lipton beefy onion soup. It will make it really good, make a really good gravy, and it'll be fast. I'm not going to put the whole packet because sometimes it can be really salty. I'll save some for later. Basically what it has in it is probably bouillon, beef bouillon, but I don't want it to be too salty. See how I'm going to let this flour and that beefy onion soup brown. And then I'm going to let me turn it down some. You don't want to do this too fast. You want it brown but not burnt. So I'm using my blending fork. I probably use half a packet. Because I wanted the onions, it's dried onions and beef bouillon and thicker. And what I like to do is I'm going to put the milk in my pie pan that I battered in. And I'm going to put some water with it. This is the way my mama used to do it. But she didn't use the beefy onion soup. And this is brown enough. I'm going to pour my milk and my water mixture in here, and I'm going to stir it and stir it and stir it. Now you're going to have a few chunks in there, but they'll probably cook out because this is thickening up pretty quick. If it's something I don't like the looks of, I'll dip it out. Like that big chunk right there, I'll dip that out and throw it away. You can strain this, but who cares? I'm gonna put the meat back in there. Let it cook. We want this gravy to be good to go over that rice. Let's see if it needs seasoning. Tastes pretty good. I'll put some black pepper in it too. Rice is done. Okra's done. This will be done soon. And we haven't been doing this for very long either. Hey, it's thickening up. That's good. Now, if it's too thick, I'll just put a little bit more water in it. Got a cup right here. Make it a little thinner. Or you can put more milk in it. thinning down. Give me a little Worcestershire sauce. Something about Worcestershire sauce, it just makes stuff better. A little bit of that in there. A little bit more. I like it. Keep stirring it. You want to keep stirring your gravy. For one thing, you want it to be smoother. You don't want it to stick. Let's see, I've got it turned on 7. I'm fixing to turn it down a little bit more. And I'm going to put my meat back in there. At the end. Let me get some of this picked up. Clean some of this mess up here. It's been extremely hot here this summer. Starting to cool down a little bit at night, and in the mornings I sure am glad. Let me get my black pepper. Gotta have black pepper. Something like this is not good if you don't put any black pepper on it. Yeah. It's gonna be good. A little bit more black pepper, I think. I keep my pepper and salt in these boxes. I keep them over by the stove. I got chicken eggs running out my ears right now. We come home and we had a basket full. That the chickens laid for us while we were gone. We got somebody that takes care of all of our stuff. She's wonderful. Okay, I'm gonna put my meat back in. There's my little fork. Let it cook in it for a few minutes. This out. Howard's gonna like this. This is yummy. Yummy, yummy, yummy to my tummy, tummy, tummy. Pour that juice back in there, that good old. Now I'm not gonna let this cook a long time because the steak's already cooked. I just want to get real good and hot. I'm gonna turn it down. Actually, on about 3. Keep it warm. And our meal is done. I'll bring y'all back whenever I call him. And we'll fix us a plate and we'll eat. See, this is the okra. See? That's scrumptious. It's all done too. Now if you don't like okra, you might not like this. But we like it like this. And it's all done. That's a vegetable and it's good for you. Okra is very good for you. Can you see it? There's our rice. And I'm going to turn this off because it's done too. And I'm going to call Howard. I'll bring y'all back. Hey. Now what we have tomatoes and okra, stewed tomatoes and okra, rice and gravy, and chopped steak.
Sure looks good.
So,
Always use a little pepper.
yeah. Well, I put pepper on everything. You know I did. But he's got to add more.
Got it. Let's see what.
Okay, let's say the blessing.
All right, let's say the blessing. Thank you, Lord, for this beautiful day. Thank you for allowing us to be here today to enjoy it. Thank you for watching over us on our trip, Lord, and getting us home safely. Thank you for this food you give us, Lord. Blessed in Jesus' name, amen.
Okay,
Okay, let me check this.
this was an easy meal. Didn't take very long. Got plenty left for tomorrow or tonight if you want leftovers. So we're gonna let Mr. Davis do the taste test. See if I passed inspection. What do y'all think? Think I passed inspection?
I'm the QC of the meals.
Yeah.
Let me see what this here.
You're not gonna get much fresher than that okra, I can tell you that right now.
Very good steak. Homegrown okra. Picked last night.
Mm-hmm. Good, huh? So,
Very good. Very good.
if y'all don't mind, hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. It'd help me a lot. I'm getting on up there. I thank everybody that has subscribed to my channel. And I love the emails y'all send me. I read them all and I try to respond to them. I don't always get it on the same day, but I've gotten some very nice letters from you all. So if you don't mind, like, subscribe, and share. It does not cost a dime.
It's free.
It's free. Yeah, it's free. Okay. See y'all later. Hope y'all enjoyed this movie.